What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I got some exciting news. I am going to present to you my new toy project car, and I know this is a little bit different of what I've been doing so far. I'm still going to be doing the trending topic videos if that's why you subscribed, but my channel, just to clarify, is a channel that I'm using to kind of do a little bit of everything. I don't exactly have one niche, one category that I'm working on specifically, but what I am gonna do is I'm gonna start doing like these little mini series, like side stories, call it side quests, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna start a series here using my new to me 03 Acura RSX Type S. Now, I want to go over a few things on this car. I just picked it up earlier this morning. It is a tan color, as you can see. There is absolutely nothing major upgraded, no performance mods, anything major. There is 2 mods on the vehicle that the prior owner had, the seller that I just bought it off of. And I'll go over that with you in a minute here. I just wanted to start off by showing you guys the vehicle. I just picked it up earlier this morning. I am extremely excited, and we're gonna start off with some of the cons on the vehicle. Now, the cons on this vehicle are mostly cosmetic. There is not a lot performance wrong with it, nothing wrong with its performance wise, but cosmetic, there is plenty of work that needs some TLC, needs to be done. It's not a big deal though. As you can see right here, there is some paint chip, well, some wear and tear on the paint. It looks to be, just simple paint chips, but the owner was telling, or the last owner was telling me that the reason that this happened here is because he got hit by some sort of big truck in like a parking lot. Some like like a tow truck or something rolled forward on accident and kind of like bumped his bumper here, but it was not an accident. It's still solid. The only thing is cosmetic, some paint flaking off here. So not a big deal, especially because I'm gonna wrap this a whole nother color, which, by the way, I need some color wrap ideas. So if guys down in the comments, folks down in the comments, shoot me some color ideas for a wrap job. So one of the mods to the vehicle is this exhaust extension right here. It's just an extender. It's not a aftermarket or any new exhaust system or anything. It's literally just a little extender that's clipped onto the original exhaust to make it look more standoutish, give it a little bit more of an aesthetic look, but it's still original exhaust system. Let's see what else we have. A little bit of scratches in the back, barely noticeable. Let's see, I did see a dent right here. I don't know if you guys can see that with the camera. It looks like a little dent right here. Obviously this vehicle is 20 plus years old. It's 2003. You have your standard, rust over here on the wheels. I am in Washington, so it rains a lot here. Unfortunately, you're gonna get some water rust, but not as bad as like, salt rust from, places like New York or where it snows a lot. They use all that salt on the roads. Just a little bit of cleaning up to do, but overall, look at this, guys. It's extremely clean. Just some wear and tear here. The chrome here is a little dirty or whatever. This part right here next to the window, it does not have matching tires. It's got some cheap brand tires on the front. I don't even know what those are. Then you got some performance Yokohamas on the back. This is a front wheel drive vehicle, so most of the wear and tear is going to come on the front of the tires, or the front of the car tires. A little more cosmetic here. The headlights, this is a common issue, common problem with older Hondas, Acuras. It's just foggy, worn out, scratched. Just gotta either restore it or replace the headlights. I think I'm just gonna replace the headlights, the whole unit itself, on both sides. You have, again, more paint chip here. Obviously this car was probably driven a lot in the past, so this seems to me like maybe they hit a few you know, like parking curves, like let me see, like kind of those over there. It happens to me in my Civic, but not to this extent. But you know, it is 23 years old. A little bit of paint scratching here. Again, the lights are all fogged up, need to be restored. Let's see what else. Paint chips here, scratches, little rock dings right here. I don't know if the camera will pick those up, but yeah, I'm extremely excited. Another thing that needs to be done, windshield needs to be replaced. I don't know if you guys can kind of see it. It goes along like this. Yeah, so the owner kind of, or the last owner kind of gave me a discount for, you know, the troubles of replacing the windshield. Let's see what else needs to be done to the car. Oh, one more thing right here, the side skirt. Again, paint flaking off, but not a big deal. We're gonna be wrapping this car and we're gonna give it some TLC. I am excited to bring you guys with me. Let's move on to what else I was gonna show you. Oh, the seats. You'll see that in the later part of my video where I review the inside. So nothing major. The other mod the vehicle has is it has the stage 2 clutch in it, which is new to me because my Civic just has like the standard OEM clutch. The clutch on this one is very tough, very it's got a very low release point, so I'm still trying to work it. I've only had this car for a few hours. So guys, what do you guys think? Tan color, not exactly my favorite, but I didn't really care as long as it was bone stock, which it is. I am just excited to take you guys on a journey with me here. And oh, so a little background on the car for those of you that don't really know much about, you know, the RSX here. It is also known as the DC5, Acura RSX DC5. And typically people, you know them as the RSX, but they're also, to me, just another version of an Integra, like the newer version before they came out with, you know, the 2020, what is it, 2024 Integra 4 doors and stuff. But I guess back in like the early 2000s, you know, Acura started going through this rebranding process where they wanted to change their brand to make it more simpler, and I guess they were trying to go for a, what do you call it, like a more simpler badging. So they started doing three letter names, model names, like RSX, MDX, RDX. And so yeah, I don't know, they just kind of started naming it the RSX instead of just keeping it as the Integra. Unfortunately, they never released a Type S, or I mean a Type R DC5 version here in the States, at least not that I know of. Maybe I could be wrong, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I do want to do some cosmetic mods to the vehicle. I want to start off by obviously getting the windshield replaced, and then I want to do a spoiler. I don't know if I should do like a duckbill or go for the standard, you know, Type R wing that a lot of these RSX owners have. It does actually look really good. My cousin has one on his RSX and it's freaking nice. And I believe his car as well, when he bought his and wrapped it, it was the same color, which is funny because he went to go check it out with me before I brought it home. let's see what else. So want to do the wing on the back. I want to do the windshield is going to get replaced. I want to lower this car, but it's not on my list of the top list of things to do first. More than likely I'll do the wing on the back, and then I want to do a new exhaust system. I was thinking an HKS exhaust, or I was looking at the Tomei exhaust. I don't know which one I should get. And then we want to switch out the carpet inside. I want to either do a all black carpeting or even red, but I feel like red is too, it might get dirty. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And then I want to wrap it. I think that's going to be my top 3 things to do. So wing, windshield, wrap, maybe exhaust. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, I don't remember, but the last owner did say that the front calipers, not calipers, brake pads do need to get replaced. So windshield, brake pads are first to do, and then headlights eventually will follow. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I am really excited to bring you on this journey of this fun little daily project car thing I got going on. And with that being said, let's move on to the interior. All right, so moving into the interior here.
My wife doesn't have to.
So as you can see, there is, well, let me adjust my camera here real quick. There we go. So I don't know if you can see it, there's the windshield crack, goes all across the windshield like I mentioned earlier. The steering wheel has a leather cover on it because the owner, or the last owner, I don't know why I keep saying that. As you can see, there's a lot of tear into this steering wheel. It's pretty gnarly, so I think they just covered it up to you know, give it a more aesthetic look. Pretty solid, original. Everything in here works. 6-speed. Let me turn it on for you guys. So this car does come with cruise control. You have your buttons right here on the bottom side of the steering wheel. You have your cruise control button that turn it on. It does have a sunroof right there. So here, let's open it up so you guys can see. There's the button right here. There it is, open. We'll close it. So pretty cool. The car does have a little bit of a rattle. That's I guess just, you know, some wear and tear on that. The seats themselves, you might have seen a little earlier when I was hopping in or walking around the car. You can see there's a lot of usage on these front seats. Here, let me see if I can show you the angle on the ones that I'm sitting on. So here is the driver's seat, and as you can see here, there's tear there, there is a tear there, and you know, we're gonna change the seats out eventually, so stay tuned for that. I still haven't decided whether I want to do all black seats with maybe red on them, or do all red seats with some black on them, or maybe I even looked at some that were like black and white bucket seats. I'm not decided yet. Maybe you guys can help me out, see what color combo you think would work best. The carpets are like tan. I'm gonna change that to black carpeting or red carpeting. Let's see what else. The stereo is, you know, very 2003. Still works. Radio works. The CD player I have not tested out yet, or the cassette player. But anyways, let's move to the back. Show you guys from the rear passenger POV here. So yeah, there's the seat. Yeah, pretty beat up, right? That's okay. We'll switch it out. Move this forward, just like that. And I'm gonna get my big self in the back here. All right. So, just to size it up here, I am 6 foot, and let's just say that I wouldn't mind sitting here for a quick trip to the grocery store, but maybe not for anything long road, any road trip type of situation. Right above me here is the top of the car, where the car begins to slant down because it is a hatch, and it starts to lead into the hatch here in the back. A little bit of dirtiness back there. I just got to vacuum that out. The windows do seem to be tinted. I was gonna tint them, but I think they're already tinted, so probably on the bottom of my list to redo, or I don't even think I have to do them. They're slightly tinted. So anyways, plenty of leg room here. My cousin drove it earlier and I sat behind him, and he's 5'9", 5'10", I believe. And you know, I believe I still had, like, the seat came up to like right here. Maybe I had like an inch and a half of leg room. So pretty solid. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. We're gonna keep you guys informed. I'm gonna try and bring you along with me on every little thing that I do to this car, and I want to see how it turns out in the end. I do have a image in mind of what I want to do with the car, and more of aesthetic wise, looks wise, instead of performance wise. But we will add some performance mods every now here and there. Maybe a ram intake, the exhaust obviously, and we'll maybe change, you know, the headers down the line, but that's not really on my top to do. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Like, comment, and subscribe, please, if you enjoyed this car series that I'm going to start making, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, have a good one.